Hi everyone, this is Joan from the Wreath Creator. Welcome to Wreath Making Wednesdays. I'm starting a little bit early, but I just wanted to make sure that everything was going fine on the page. So let me see if I can bring myself up. There we go. We are working on a nice summer wreath this month. I had mentioned to you the other day that we wanted to just get going, use some of our own supplies from our own wreath stash. I'm not sure how things are going to be going in the future, but I know we all have a lot of supplies in our wreath stash, so that's what we're going to be working with. I did mention to you that we're working on a deco mesh wreath. We're working, I'm going to be making this little summer wreath. I've been wanting to make this, and so I pulled everything out together, and that's what we're going to be working on. I have a sign, a metal sign. I have my 18 tinsel tie. It's about a 15-inch work frame. And I have two 1.5-inch wide ribbons and two 2.5-inch wide ribbons. And I've already started working on this. I have 4 ribbons, like I said, two 2.5 and two 1.5. So I am cutting 9 pieces of each one. You can be working, if you just pull 2 ribbons, just cut 18, and you're working with an 18 tinsel tie wreath frame, then I want you to cut 18 pieces of 2 colors. If you're working with 3 colors, 3 ribbons, then I want you to cut, let's see, let's use this one as the main, use your wider one as your main color. So you're going to be cutting 18 pieces, or as many tinsel ties as you have, of the main color. And then your other 2 colors, just cut 9 each. Okay? But with what I'm using today, I am working with 2 2.5-inch and 2 1.5-inch. So I am going to be cutting at 9 pieces each. And I am cutting them at 13-inch lengths. So let's see, we have any comments yet? I'm just going to check this over here. Let's see. Oh wow, a lot of people signed on already. Hi Peggy. Hi June. Laureen. And Jean and Michelle. Betty. Did anyone get any of their wreath supplies together already? Like I said, this is Joan from the Wreath Maker, the Wreath Creator, and I am trying to get us to work on our wreath stash. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to bring you down. I know I'm a little bit early today, but I just wanted to get started. I always have problems with the tech. So let's get started. Hi, Peggy. Oh, you have that sign from Trendy Tree? That's great. Let's see if I can bring my comments up here. Oh, yeah, I can. There we go. Oops. I think this is where I've got all the supplies. And if anybody needs, some information on my supplies, I want you to use your own supplies. That's what we're supposed to be working on this month. Just taking some from our wreath stash and using up what we have. I want you to try to get used to pulling things from your wreath stash and, using them up. Okay? All right. So let's start going on this. I'm starting, let me bring you down a little bit. I'm sorry. Maybe you can see. Hopefully you can see. I am cutting my ribbon tails at 13 inches each. Let's see. Hi Lynn, how you doing? Welcome today. Did you get some things from your wreath stash ready to follow along? If you have a ribbon cutting board, you know, the ones that you wind the ribbon on, you can do that. For some reason, I couldn't find mine at the last minute. So anyway, I have 4 ribbons and I'm cutting them all at 13 inches, my ribbon tails. And I like to dovetail my ribbon tails also, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Today, this Wednesday, I don't like to spend too much time online because it takes up a lot of everybody's time. So I want to get this wreath done this month. So we're getting together on Wednesdays at 10:30. I might have to change the last one. My granddaughter will be graduating that day. Or we have a grandparents' day that day. So there might be some changes there. But let's keep going on our wreath. 7. I have 7. 8. So how's everybody doing today? Let's see, where are we? Oh my goodness, some more people are jumping on. Hi Lynn, hi Patricia, hi Stephanie, Susan, Jean, Patricia. Thank you everyone for jumping on today. Jewel, Susan, Mary Ann, welcome, welcome. If you're jumping on a little bit late, you can go back to the replay and see how we're cutting our ribbon tails today. This all started with I'm not getting my wreaths done. So I decided that I'm going to do work on Wednesdays at 10:30. Come here with, and every month we're going to work on a different wreath. This month it's going to be a summer wreath because that's what I want to make. So pull some supplies from your wreath stash and follow along. So far we have 9 of each ribbon here cut. And I thought today we could get these ribbon tails cut and also get our mesh cut. So then we don't, you know, that'll be one less thing, you know, one thing out of the way. I'm cutting these ribbon tails at 13 inches, 9 pieces each. Oh, don't you just love it when they attach the ribbon together like that? I'll just cut that off. Do we have any questions here? Let's see where we are. Marianne, Virginia, Elaine, hi everyone, hi everyone. Peggy, Patricia, Renee. Is everybody wreath makers? Tell me if you're a beginner or if you are tell me if you're a beginner or if you're intermediate or you've been making wreaths for a long time or you just have a lot of wreath supplies stacked up really high in your house. Let me know. Hi, Alice. This is a nice, like almost like a linen ribbon. So this has a lot of body to it. And these are all wired ribbons. Just have, this is 7, and this is going to be my 8th one. And my 9th ones. So I've cut 9 pieces of the 1.5. I am going to be putting that with, I think so far I'm going to be doing this. I've got my 2.5-inch lemon ribbon. And then I have another 1.5-inch horizontal stripe. And then I brought in this polka dot. But like I had said, there were a lot of different things that you could use. You know, if you pull out some, you know, your main ribbon, your main 2.5-inch, let's see, it's Peggy is saying that she's intermediate. She's been creating for about 4 years as a hobby. I think that's great. You probably make beautiful wreaths. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Patricia. And let me just go back to our ribbons. When you're pulling from your wreath stash, let's say that this is your main ribbon. I buy a lot of fruit ribbon. I don't want to say a lot, but you know, like strawberries, blueberries, lemons. And because I know that I can always pick up signs like this to match. Let's say you pick up this sign and you pick up this ribbon at the same time, that's great. So you could have done a lot of things. If you wanted to bring some black in, you could have brought in some other blacks like this. If you wanted to bring in another yellow, if you want to see, this has a little white plaid in it, you could have done that. If you wanted to bring in some greens, you could have, I had like a chevron, and then I have like a little check. So there's a lot of different things you can pull from your stash. I want you to get used to pulling things from your stash so you can get, you know, things done. I have a spot set up here in my home, and I also have one at my office also. So I have no excuse not to get my wreaths done. And let's see, hi Jewel, Peggy. I think I've already said hi to those people. All right, now that we've gotten this ribbon cut out, cut out our ribbon tails. I usually take about 3 or 4 of these ribbon tails, and then I just fold them in half. Actually, this one's kind of thick. I'm gonna only take 3. I'm gonna fold it in half, and I'm gonna dovetail these. I'm cutting this out from the fold to the ribbon, so I have a nice dovetail there. If you like your ribbon tails a little bit longer, you can cut them at 14 inches. Just going to take 3 here. Does anybody have any questions? I don't know what happened to my comments here. Let's see. Is anybody working alongside with me and trying to get a wreath done this month? Let's see, what's everybody saying here? And how do you finish off your ribbon tails? Do you like to dovetail them? Or do you just cut them at an angle? I don't know. I think I got in the habit of dovetail them. So on my deco mesh wreaths, I do dovetail them. Does anybody have any questions? I guess not, huh? Hi, Joan, Alice, Jerry, Peggy, Janice. Thanks for stopping in to watch. We're dovetailing our ribbons right now. And like I said, today we're just starting this Wednesday. This is what we're doing. We're just cutting our ribbon tails and cutting our deco mesh today. And like I said, if you're working with only 2 ribbons, just cut 18 pieces of each one. And or count how many ties or how many pipe cleaners you're putting on your frame. your wreath frame, and then go from there. I didn't even check. Can everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? I'm trying to do two things at one time. Trying to keep an eye on comments and do this too. Let's see, what do we have left to do here? Does anybody want any information or any numbers on these ribbon colors? Does anybody need any information on these ribbon colors? Let's see. I will put down all the information in a follow-up post if you would like that. So let me know. Hi, Leslie. Thanks for stopping in. All right, now that we've got all our ribbon tails cut, I have all 4, and we've got them all dovetailed. Ooh, sorry. I thought I had them all dovetailed. Let me just do these. And depending on what we're doing on whatever Wednesday we're working on, we'll see how long it takes. I'm hoping that today is going to take just about 30 minutes. I don't want to keep you too long. Again, I'm just folding my ribbon tails in half, and I'm cutting out from the fold. And there's your dovetail. Now I think I have them all done. So that didn't take long. So I have everything done. I'm going to put those to the side. Let's put our ribbons to the side. And let's talk about our deco mesh. I have 2 rolls of 10.5 inch wide stripe fabric mesh. This is what these are. And I am going to do a nice long ruffle. It's going to make a full ruffle. It's called the woodland ruffle. And because I'm using 2 rolls, I'm going to be cutting 9 pieces at 36 inches, and I'm going to be cutting them out at the same time. Now, picking your deco mesh, if you did not have 2 rolls, depending on your sign and your ribbons, if you wanted to pick like maybe you wanted 2, well then just pick 2 different colors. If you're working on a patriotic sign, or with a patriotic sign, then grab a blue and a red, or a blue and white, so you can get your 2 rolls in so you have a nice full wreath. If you don't have that and you're only using 1, then cut 18 pieces at 20 inches each. It won't be as full, but it would still look really nice. And depending, I could have used something like this with my sign, but I had this on hand, so that's what I'm using. So let's start cutting our mesh. Let me get a few things organized here. So just to make things a little bit faster, I'm cutting out working with cutting out my 2 rolls at one time. Bring all this down a little bit more. And Like I said, I'm using the 2 rolls, so I'm going to be cutting 9 pieces at 36 inches each. I really got to pull this down a little bit more. Excuse me for a moment. I need a little bit more room. Here we go. So I'm going to be cutting 9 pieces. Any questions yet? I don't see any questions. A lot of people are watching. Any questions from anyone? All right. I will just keep cutting. So next week we're going to be working on applying our deco mesh to our frame and also our ribbon tails. So that's what we'll be doing next week. Like I said, I'm trying to keep these videos, these lives a little bit short. Not all of us have a lot of time to kind of watch these. And I try to give everyone a break. I will also put the progress of this wreath in a post for you also. Let me know if you'd like some written instructions on the post. I'm going to do that anyway, but I thought I'd ask. I know it's not too fun watching people do this. Sometimes it's kind of boring. So that's why I thought that we would do a little bit at a time. Let's see, anybody else? No questions. Boy, you're a quiet group this morning. Nobody's had their second cup of coffee. So does anyone sell their wreaths, or do you just give them as gifts? Keep them for your own home decor? Let's see. No one is. No one's talking this morning. All right. Get this a little bit better here. I think I just have one to go. I'll have to count them. Get these lined up a little bit better. I have to put a sharper cutter in there, sharper blade. Let me just count these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have my 9 pieces. I should say my 18 pieces. I cut them 2 at a time, so I have 9 rolls cut, but actually there's 18 there. So does anybody have any questions about getting together any of your supplies, or you know, your colors of your ribbons, Do you have a lot that you can pull from your wreath stash? Hi, Peggy. Let's see what you're saying. Anyone else love coffee with their creamer? Oh, yeah, that's how I am, too. I put a lot of half and half in my coffee. Hi, Alice. How are you? Welcome today. We ended up cutting out our ribbon tails and also our deco mesh today, and that's all I was planning on doing. So let's pull those out again, just so you can see what we did. I'm working with 4 ribbons today, and that's what I did. I cut out 9 pieces of each color because I have 18 tinsel ties on my wreath frame. So I'm going to be alternating. I'm going to be putting 2 and 2 together. So that's why I cut out what I did. All right, if you're using 2 ribbons, just cut out 18 or as many as you need for your wreath ties, your twist ties. And then the same thing with your deco mesh. All right, so that's what we did today. I cut out 18 pieces of my deco mesh at 36 inches each. And then I cut my 2.5 and 1.5 ribbons all at 13 inches long, 9 pieces each. So before we sign off, I just really wanted to stay on here just about 30 minutes. So things wouldn't go too long today. And on our Wreath Making Wednesdays, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to finish off a wreath in 1 month. I know not everyone has a lot of time to work on their wreaths, you know, every week. A lot of people spend more time. We just end up working with what we got. So I thought I'd jump on here, like I said, and Wreath Making Wednesdays at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to get a wreath done this month and on our front door. So that's all for today. And I hope you enjoyed it. If anyone needs any information on any of the supplies, I am going to list them in a post on my on the Facebook page. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today. Please watch the replay, and if you have any questions, I will check back to see if anybody has any questions. Okay, so have a great day.